I don't know. I think that it could be like it could be the noun. And
Which is a noun.
yes, and all of the world's major car manufacturers.
Exactly.
Yes, it's like a how do you say it? Um,
Which
the first one is like a prepositional phrase. So this one is like, well, it's just like a big noun.
it's a noun.
Mm-hmm.
It's a noun because we're talking about car manufacturers.
But I think well, is it including the word and? No, right?
Good question. Good question. If you consider, well, a good way to read is to consider conjunctions
Mm-hmm.
as separate entities.
Okay.
Then you can get together the first information with technology led by Tesla, and the second information, which is all of the world major car manufacturers. Every time you see a conjunction, you
Mm-hmm.
should imagine this is a separation.
Okay.
What conjunctions indicate separations? And, but, or, nor. So, for, and that's it. The
Okay.
F.A.N.B.O.Y.S. Do you remember the F.A.N.B.O.Y.S conjunctions?
No, I don't know.
Okay, let me show you this. A good tip is F.A.N.B.O.Y.S. F.A.N.B.O.Y.S conjunctions separate phrases. Separate / connect.
Okay.
Because technically the function of this is to connect or separate. F.A.N.B.O.Y.S conjunction separate / connect phrases. F.A.N.B.O.Y.S is an acronym. Okay.
Okay.
Which means the F stands for the A for and, the N for nor, the B for but, the O for or, the Y for yet,
Mm-hmm.
and the S for so.
Okay.
The F.A.N.B.O.Y.S. As an example, we can get conjunctions, or as a conjunction. Look at this example.
Mm-hmm.
Read it.
We listened eagerly for he brought news for families.
That's right.
Okay.
This word is similar to say because.
We listen. Okay. I don't remember to have seen like for in this like well in this position.
That's because it's considered formal.
Okay. Okay.
You are going to see that only in old texts or poetic reading.
Okay. No. Well,
Exactly, which is we never read it.
in Spanish it's maybe, but in English no.
Yeah, even exactly. Mhm. So the word for is only used for very poetic ways of communication or very formal letters, such as science papers, speeches, sometimes things like that.
Okay.
The word and is the same, but this one is easy, no?
Yes.
And the table, bread, and took coda. She came in and took her coat off. Nor.
Yeah.
Have you heard that one?
Sorry?
Have you heard nor?
Yes. For example, when you want to mention like something that you like in a negative way, for example, well, I haven't been in US nor Canada.
Correct. Instead
Yeah,
of saying and, instead of saying or, we use nor.
no, but it's like in a negative way, no? When we are.
Always, always, always.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. But it's also very easy.
Yeah.
Or it's also very easy. We usually change it or we use it to make two options. But remember that these options can be also phrases. So you can consider big pieces of information connected with or.
Okay.
A good example is this one. It weighs a kilo or just over 2 pounds. Just over 2 pounds, the full information.
Okay, okay.
You see, it's not necessarily only one word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you are comparing two ideas.
Right.
Right.
Yet as a conjunction. Read this example.
It's a smart car, yet it's surprisingly spacious. Okay. It's a smart car, yet surprisingly spacious. Okay. I think that I'm not understanding that.
Why not?
I don't understand like the the function of yet. It's like even, even.
No.
No?
No. Even is an adverb.
Mm-hmm. Could you provide a different example?
This one is great. This one is great. Let's try to focus on the word surprisingly. Because if you are talking about a small car, you don't expect to have so much space.
Yeah.
And then surprise, surprise, the whole family enters. Right?
Okay. Yes.
The word yet is used as a but when it's a surprise.
This is my car. Okay. But are yet and a surprise are always together?
Usually, but not always.
Okay.
Usually you can erase surprisingly and you will have the same idea if you understand yet in this way.
For example, it's my car, yet it's yes, yes. If you delete surprisingly, yeah, I think that you could express the same idea.
Exactly. Thanks to the conjunction.
Yes, yes. Okay, okay, yes, I get it.
There you have it. Yet. I have another example. He has a good job, and yet he never seems to have any money. That's I feel the same.
Okay.
Yet surprisingly, but the last one, so is used like this. Consequences. That one is very easy. We use
Yes,
it
I think that
usually.
I have used it a lot.
Yeah, like as a
Yes,
consequence.
yes, it was still painful, so I went to see a doctor.
Easy.
Yes, yes, I always use a phrase. I don't remember how it goes. I think that is, I appreciate your help in filling out these forms, so I can continue with the process of the payment of your educational. Yes, so I
That's the
use it.
point of confusion.
Yes, I
So
use it
what
a
you
lot.
can have as a tip whenever you see that the phrases are very long, you can detect conjunctions, detect the F.A.N.B.O.Y.S conjunction, and that can help you detect pieces of information better.
Okay.
Okay, this includes the word because, it includes the word any type of conjunction, such as therefore, however, if. The word if can actually help you separate two concepts.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, then we have the prepositional phrase, the conjunction, and the noun.
The noun phrase. What's up with the next information before the comma?
Uh, Before, what what is always the information before the comma?
Now again, what do you after the noun phrase? There are a couple of words that we omitted.
Uh, no, I'm not sure.
After the noun phrase.
Yes, we have the noun phrase.
Yeah, there's a couple of words that we left without color.
With what?
That we left without color.
No, I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? What's the question?
No, I'm not understanding. Could you repeat?
I repeat. After the noun phrase, we have some more information before the comma.
We have some more information before the comma, like the following along behind.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that the comma
Uh-huh.
is used to separate ideas.
Yes.
The question is why the noun phrase stops in manufacturers. What's up with the next information? What is this?
Okay, okay. Only from all of the world's major car manufacturers following along behind.
Like a compliment?
What again?
Like a compliment?
Like a compliment.
Like in Spanish?
Is it like
Close.
providing just additional information?
It can be, but we cannot consider it complements. Remember that person, verb, complement are the three components of a sentence. Here, we are not analyzing sentences, we are analyzing a phrase, a full paragraph. And this full paragraph, we need to divide it in phrases in order to understand it correctly.
Yeah.
What is these words? What are these words doing? The words following along behind.
Following, we are talking about all the world's major car manufacturers following along behind. I think that it is describing an action that the noun is well, the manufacturers are doing, no?
Close. Yes, it is describing, but it's not describing the action.
No?
The description of an action is a word, an extra word apart from the action. So if you say, surprisingly, it is surprising.
Okay. When you use how to say adjectives? No.
Adverbs.
Adverbs, yes, adverbs. Adjectives is to describe the noun.
Exactly. Adjectives is to describe the noun. The word following along behind is describing the noun manufacturers.
So it's an adjective?
This is an adjective.
Okay, okay. So following along behind, yeah, like Tesla and driving. Okay, the manufacturer that are following Tesla.
That are automatically you heard. When you said that are, you transform it into a what grammatically is called a relative clause, and relative clauses are adjective phrases.
Okay, okay.
You could actually use it. The verb are is the verb to be, right? And the verb to be is for descriptions. That's the verb.
Yes. Okay. Well, it's a little difficult to make this like relation.
Analysis.
Could you give me a second? I will open the door to Silvana.
Sure.
Okay. I will.
Go.
Okay, I'm back. Yes, here.
Awesome. Are you both there?
Yes, Silvana is doing. I don't know. He's here.
Exactly. Silvana is doing whatever she likes. Okay. So yeah, that's the interesting part. When you included the that is, you are talking about a description. And this is like an expansion of the noun phrase. When you use that is, when you use where, when, which as a connector, these words are extensions of the noun.
Okay. Okay, okay. Oh, yes, I haven't noticed that.
Exactly. That's what we don't notice when you read. It's like we go so fast that we don't stop to consider groups of information. And that's the reason we have two commas. Now it's more clear to understand why the commas exist.
Yes.
You see? Because we connected information that is connected. And it's connected while it is connected.
Okay. No, it's a
Interesting.
little complex, yes.
It's a little complex, but I really hope that it can really help when you're reading and reading faster too.
Yes, well, I think that it helped me to understand the listening.
Too exactly. Yeah, listening really improved.
Yes.
Now it's a turn to this.
Okay.
Next part, electric vehicles. What's the next phrase that we have here?
Yes, I will let Silvana back out. Nah, she's busy. I think. No,
Yes. So
She's,
late.
she's fighting against a kid. She's losing.
And she's losing. You can do this, Sylvie. Win.
Like behind his sentence, like it was like part is like a purpose phrase.
Sorry, I think you're far from the microphone. I couldn't hear you.
Electric vehicles are now a common sight on the roads of most developed countries. The noun is electric vehicles. Vehicles.
Pronunciation.
Vehicles. Vehicles, because the E sounds like E.
Excellent. And the I?
Vehicle.
Excellent. Much better.
Vehicle.
Much better. So what's the noun?
Okay. Electric vehicle. Vehicles.
Electric vehicles. And then why does the noun stop there?
Because the next part is describing them.
The next part is describing them. Okay, but how would you divide the next information?
Mm. Of could be a conjunction.
What part?
Uh, no, ¿cómo se
The connector of is a conjunction?
Yeah.
Incorrect. The connector of is always a preposition. Always, always, always. It is never a conjunction
Okay.
because it always connects nouns.
Mm. Mm.
What are you observing? Let's see the question.
Mm. Where is the question?
I mean, why you cannot find the next phrase?
Mm.
I mean, what's the problem?
Maybe that I lost like a lot of classes and I just understand. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So what we are trying to do right now is to find what we saw where. Where are these phrases? Here. We are trying to identify phrases and so they can help us divide the information and we can understand better every reading. Similar to what we did on listening, but now visual.
Okay.
Right? So you should like screenshot this one so we can go back to the text.
Yeah. Let me take the screenshot.
Sure. Ready?
Okay.
Good. Having that in mind, let's go over here. Isaac found electric vehicles as a noun subject. After the subject, what do you need?
Like an description?
After the subject, do you need a description?
No.
What do you need after the subject?
Oi. The verb
Exactly, the verb. And what's the verb?
are
Ta-da! That's the division that you need. The interesting part here is the complement, because complement is not a phrase. A complement can be very, very, very long. So how do you divide the complement?
in phrases like the other part.
Effectively to recognize principal information in this case. Because remember, we need to divide it in order to find details in our in the text. So then how would you divide this complement?
Are you asking me for the phrases or? Okay.
For the previous.
The prepositional phrases of most developed countries.
Can be, but that is dividing too much.
So the complete now a common side of the roads of most developed countries.
Can be, but you can divide that in two.
Okay.
Because if I ask you, when are electric cars a common sight on the roads?
Now.
This is a when, and this is an adverb. And the rest is a noun.
A noun?
Yes, of course, because it starts with a
Okay.
and it ends in roads. The connector of is always the connector of nouns. This is only an expansion of a noun. I want to tell you why this is relevant. It's relevant to learn this because if you detect the nouns, the descriptions, the prepositions, everything, you can rearrange the information in a way that you feel more comfortable reading it. If you detect the principal information is the second one. Electric vehicles are now a common sight on the roads of most developed countries. This is the principal information.
Yes.
And then after that, we can connect the information that goes after it, leaving it like this. Which one is more comfortable to read for you, the first one or the second one?
The second one.
If you know how to rearrange information, you can paraphrase better and you can solve the reading better.
Well, but this could help with, I don't know, if you're reading like a book or something like that. But I think that if you are doing an exam, it could be more, well, it could take more time if you are starting doing this. Well, I think.
Kind of, because if you have a question in the exam that says, for example, the same question, when are electric vehicles a common sight on the roads? And if you see this text, it's very probable that you will get lost.
Yes.
But if you think in your mind, okay, we talked about electric cars, where are the electric cars? Here. I remember that they said now, right? And I identify the noun as an independent portion in the complement. I don't see a full complement. I see portions of information. This is the time, and this is the rest of the description. Then I can locate information faster because I read in colors. I technically read in groups of information.
Okay, I understand.
Instead of words by words. That's why it's so useful. You should study your phrases. That's gonna help you massively. At the beginning, it looks that it takes a long time. But when you're reading, you do this naturally. If you know how to divide it, that's the difficult part. Got it?
Yes.
Let's try with another one. Let's try with the next idea, which is get. Help me. Help me, Isaac.
Yes. Yet the situation is less developed countries is rather different. Yet the situation, I think that in this case, we have a conjunction at the beginning, yet. The situation is less developed countries. And then we have a noun, the situation in less developed countries.
Okay.
And then we have the verb and an adjective, rather different.
Good. Good. Yeah, if there's no point on separating rather. You can consider it together.
Okay, yes. Yeah, well, I did it because I couldn't find like a way to separate it.
Excellent. That's precisely the way the function of phrases.
Okay. And then we have the only African country to have started. And then we have a noun, the only African country.
Okay. The next one is tricky.
We have started the change electronic to have started the change. Well, I think that we have like the verb, but I'm not sure with to, right? Is the verb to have started?
You're so close. Yes, this is a verb, but as we saw before, you're getting tricked. When we saw noun phrases, we saw how some noun phrases have the verb in between the noun,
Yes,
and that's
yes,
not the principal noun.
yeah, because we are referring. Well, yes, it's part of the noun.
It's later. The verb comes later.
Okay, yes.
It's happening to you right now.
Okay, let me see again. The only African country to have started to change is okay, yes, the noun is the only African country to have started the change to electrical vehicles, and then is the verb is
Exactly.
okay.
Is, and then we have the name, South Africa in a separation. You see?
A conjunction, yes. This was not easy to identify.
Exactly. And I'm going to tell you two keys to find this. When you are reading, you need to identify number one, that the phrase to have started doesn't represent the verb because this is not a time or a tense.
It's not a what?
A tense.
Ah,
For
okay.
example, you say present perfect, have plus past participle, simple past, the verb in past, present, auxiliary will, could, can, make, might, you know, the structures. There is no structure that needs the connector to.
Okay.
That's one key that can help you. Okay. The second key that can help you is understanding the full sentence.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and I think that it was a problem that I just stopped there, and I didn't continue like reading the rest of the sentence.
Exactly. You saw the first verb and you stopped there.
Yeah.
Read the full sentence to understand
Yes.
fully think the idea that it's trying to tell you. I
Yes.
really suggest you read every paragraph twice.
Yes. Okay.
What else? Silvana. What happens later?
Electric vehicles, vehicles,
Vehicles.
no.
And what happened to even there? I mean, you are correct. Electric vehicles is a noun, yes, but what's up with the first information?
Sorry, my brain works in a different way.
Yes.
It goes for the easy one first.
Of course, that's
It's talking about place? No.
exactly. What color are places?
Oh, I think let me see my. I think that is yellow wood. Yeah, yellow.
Yellow, because of location and position, yes, but yellows are prepositions, and prepositions connect nouns. Here, we are not connecting anything.
Sorry, it is already on purple?
It is already what?
On purple?
It is not. Well, it's a different purpose.
Okay.
Very good. Exactly. This is adverbs. The where, the when of the action is always purple. The where of a noun is yellow. What is the action that we refer to in this case?
An orange. It is describing something.
What part?
Still account for less than 0. How do you read the number when it's 0.1?
You can say 0.01. You can say 0.0. It's very common to use the word O.
So it's 0.01
0.01%.
or
Uh-huh.
1%. Still
You know
account
what?
for less than 0.01%.
Incorrect. The word, if you have a description, you need a verb to be or a linking verb. And there is no verb to
Okay.
be and no linking verb.
So, as you said, it could be a noun because you are using of, and of only use when you have a noun. Well, that's
Correct.
what you say.
But if it's a noun, it needs to start with a quantifier, an indicative, an article, that, and, this, that, those, some, any, much, many. And we don't have those words. So this is not a noun. Let me repeat again. Listen to myself. You said, even there is purple. Why is it purple? Because it is describing the where of a verb. What verb is happening even there? Read the full sentence.
Since yet,
Since.
or,
Yeah.
or
Okay. That's a very good
electric.
question because the word yet, well, I was telling Isaac that conjunctions separate, are like dividers.
So after and.
Exactly.
Okay, even their electric vehicles still account for less than 0.01% of the total number of cars on the roads.
What do electric vehicles do even there?
Still account.
Close. Only account. And it's account for. The word still is not a verb. So
No, it still is like mm, I don't know how do you say it. Still like, well, I understand it, but I don't know.
still is an emphasis word.
Emphasize.
Mhm.
Emphasize.
Emphasis. Emphasize is a verb.
Emphasis.
Emphasis is a concept. Still is an emphasis word for a verb.
Okay.
Therefore, it is an additional word that we usually use to emphasize when. Actually, this is the when. Still gives you a time expression.
Yeah.
You see, that's the reason we don't learn adverbs, because when we are reading, we ignore them. Literally, we go directly to the verb and we ignore the rest of the information. That's very natural. But after being B2 certificates, you need to have the ability to adapt all those words that you have been jumping. As you said, you jump to the easy one. Exactly. Adverbs are very, very important to create a better understanding of your thoughts when you speak and when you read. And when you listen to another person, it can give you and provide you more information.
Okay.
I knew that I was so close not to connect today, but I was like, no, Silvana will take those people. You know, you need to go to the class. You know?
I think that I have lost all the week because I have a lot of work.
Oh, dear. So let's the recordings. Try to check the recordings and slowly review it with Isaac because it's too much information. So probably Isaac can help you check the usage. is, for example, when you saw this, that can really help you.
I saw that.
Then what about?
Well, then the last one that you showed me where you have still, I didn't see that. I didn't saw that. I didn't see that.
This one?
And the one that, well, that, and the other one smaller.
Which one?
The 480.
480. This one over here?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. I just remember that I saw the first part when we were like feeling, no. Is it correct to say feeling?
It depends feeling what?
Feeling the the colors. Like putting some information into their color.
Oh, okay. Okay, when we were, yeah. But I don't know if you're talking about these ones over here or which one you talked about. Because we saw this a long time ago. This is just a review. And
Mm,
and it's helping us understand phrases and separate big chunks of information into phrases so we can have an easier comprehension on listening and reading.
okay. I didn't saw this.
This one, I think this is the one that you should check. Check the classes of the Pokemon Go week. And one class, we were Isaac and me separating these big chunks of information into phrases. That is going to help you a lot.
I think that I only saw like the last part of the other one about Pokemon Go. That was the only class that I took of Pokemon Go.
What's this one?
Separate the sentence into phrases. No.
This one, I really recommend you watch this one. Let me check if I can search for it, or please help me search for it in the group, because I have another class right now and I'm not going to be able to find it, but I really strongly suggest that you check this class.
Yes.
Probably that can help you identify.
Yes, teacher.
All right.
All the classes are in the Facebook, right?
The group. You have them on the group. WhatsApp.
What? Oh, not all the days.
Yeah, well, I think starting that week, Jesse started sending for it. If not, you can look for them on Facebook, but they are mixed up with the other ones. It's not organized. I don't know which day exactly we saw it. To be honest, I need to search it too. Okay, let me take a note so I can search it for you. Okay.
Okay. No, I know. It's because she sent it many classes in one message. And I thought that she only sent one per one.
Yeah, there are a couple of them in one same message.
Okay. Yeah. It looks like a Pokemon Go.
Awesome. All right. Check it out.
Yeah.
Check phrases. Isaac helped her find a class, and we'll continue read with a big reading exercise on Monday.
Yes, I found it.
Awesome. 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 All right. I will see you then later. Have a very good weekend.
Thank you, teacher.
Bye, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.